Hi, welcome. I'm Lindsey, and I have a quick yoga workout for you for the upper body to help get your arms nice and toned, and we'll also work with some stretches to help with flexibility through the chest and the shoulders. Let's get started. Seated on the ground or in a chair is fine. We're going to do a little bit of stretches to warm up the shoulders. So take your fingertips to your shoulders, elbows out to the side, and just do some arm circles forward, maybe about 5 times, and then we'll reverse. Go the other direction. It just helps open up the joint a little bit, get some movement, some blood flow. And then for a stretch, take your right arm on top of your left. You're going to take your right elbow a little bit above your left elbow, and then bring your arms around to where your palms are together. And if this doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just grab onto your shoulders here. All right, so lift your elbows up away from the ground and pull your hands out away from your face. If your hands are on your shoulders, just lift your elbows up. You should feel a nice stretch through your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in, let the chest expand, let the belly expand as well, and then exhale out. And do that again. Inhale, chest expands, belly expands, and exhale, slowly release your arms. We'll do the other side. Left arm on top this time, right above your right elbow, and then spin the arms around. Bring your palms together. Lift your elbows up, pull your hands away from your face. If your hands are on your shoulders, just lift your elbows up. Press both arms into each other. That'll activate your muscles a little bit. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Again, deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly release your arms. Bring your right arm up above you and then bend at the elbow. Take your palm to the center of your back and take your left hand to your right elbow. Just gently stretch the elbow back to where you get a nice stretch through your right tricep. So try to get your palm straight down the center of your back if you can. Elbow straight up towards the ceiling. Use your left hand to pull gently in for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Good. And then draw your ribs back. So if your ribs are really poking forward, draw your rib cage back and press your head back into your arm so that your head's not pushed forward. And then slowly release that stretch. We'll do the other side. Reach your left arm up, bend at the elbow, take your hand to the center of your back, take your right hand to your right elbow, and give yourself a nice gentle stretch. And just use this time to gauge how you're feeling, how your shoulder feels, how your neck feels, if one side feels a little bit tighter. This is just a moment to check in with your body. Take one full breath in. And exhale out completely. Slowly release your hands and take your right arm out to the side. You're going to rotate from the shoulder, rotate in so that your thumb faces down towards the floor. Then bend the elbow and take the back of your hand to the center of your back as best as you can. Right? So you'll feel a nice stretch through your right shoulder, but you don't want to feel any pain. So if your shoulders are really tight and this is too intense, then just take your right hand down your back a little bit more. If you need more, you can take your left hand back behind you and press your right arm closer towards the center of your back. That'll give you a little bit more of a stretch. Take a full breath in. And exhale, slowly release your arm out of that stretch, and we'll do the other side. Take your left arm out to the side, rotate from the shoulder to the hand in. So rotate your whole shoulder in, thumb faces the floor, bend the elbow, take the back of the hand to the center of your back. Good, and if that's enough of a stretch, then stay there. If you need a little bit more, then you can take this right hand back behind you and gently encourage your elbow closer in towards your body and your left arm a little bit closer towards the center of your back. Full breaths in, full exhale out. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. One more nice deep breath in and exhale, slowly release out. Good. Take your fingertips back to your shoulders again and just do a few shoulder circles forward and reverse. Good, so you should be nice and warmed up now. We'll also do a little bit for the wrists. So take your thumbs and you're gonna Take them inside into a fist. And then with straight arms, do some wrist circles in one direction. And then reverse, other direction. Good. And then take your palms together. Press your palms together. And then slowly start to take your hands down. So you're getting a good stretch through your wrist and your forearm. So elbows out to the side, press your palms into each other, and then with your palms still remaining in contact, draw your wrists down towards the floor. Good, and then slowly release out of that stretch, and we'll come onto hands and knees. Come onto hands and knees, and find your way into plank pose. First, spread your fingers wide, palms flat on the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off of the floor, and then take your feet almost as wide as your mat. Squeeze your thighs, press the ground away from you with your hands, and then lift your hips straight up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Press your chest and belly back toward your thighs and bend your knees just a little bit here. We're going to take the legs out of the equation here. Press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. Try to get your ears in line with your arms. Good. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Press back a little bit more. And then shift your weight forward into plank pose. Lower your knees down to the ground. We're going to do some push-ups with the elbows close to the body. So lower down halfway, elbows tight into the body, and then press right back up. Let's do 4 more of these. Lower down, elbows close to the body, press up. Lower down, press up. Last 2, lower, press. Last one, lower down, press all the way up. And this time lower all the way down to your belly, hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up cobra pose, so lift your chest off the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pinch your elbows close to your body, and then hover your hands over the floor. This way you know you're using the muscles of your back to lift you up versus pushing your hands into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades tight. Good, hands to the ground, press all the way back up to downward facing dog. Feet wide, almost as wide as your mat. Bend your knees, press your chest and belly back toward your thighs, and release your head and neck. Good, we'll do that again. Shift forward into plank pose. This time, you can keep your knees lifted off the floor or take them down to the ground. We'll take 5 push-ups here with the elbows close to the body. Ready? Lower down halfway, press up. Lower down, press, lower, press. 2 more, lower down, press. Last one, lower, and press. Good. Hips high, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. Good. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. This time lower your right forearm down and then your left forearm down. Right hand comes back up, left hand comes back up into a push-up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Lower your forearm down and then come back up into your push-up. Last time, right forearm down, left forearm down, right hand up, left hand up. Come back down to your forearms. Pause for just a minute here. Squeeze your thighs, press your heels back behind you, and then lower your hips all the way down to the ground. From here, we're gonna do forearm side plank. So take your right arm, you're gonna turn your arm in, just like this. Come onto your right side, stack your feet on top of each other. You're gonna press your forearm into the ground, lift your hips up. Press your feet down to lift your hips a little bit higher. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale out. Lift your hips a little bit higher if you can. Take 1 more deep breath in and then exhale. Lower your hips down. Come back down to the center. We'll take the other side. Set your left arm up, palm flat, fingers spread wide. Come onto your left side, stack your feet on top of each other. Once you get yourself aligned, make sure your left shoulder is on top of your left elbow. Lift your hips up. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And remember, don't let your hips sink down. So press your feet into the ground and lift your hips up higher. Try to keep your face relaxed. And breathe. 1 more nice deep breath in. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Good. Exhale, lower down. Come back to center. Lower all the way down to the ground, hands underneath your shoulders. Cobra pose. Lift your chest. Hover your hands over the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your elbows together. Good. Hands down to the ground. Press all the way back to downward facing dog. Good. Shift forward into plank pose again. Lower your knees down. And you're going to take your hands in slightly. So turn your hands in to where your thumbs are facing each other. We're going to do push-ups this time that are going to work on your chest muscles a little bit more. And you're going to bend your elbows at 45 degrees. So not at 90 degrees, not in towards the body, but 45 degrees. So you're going to lower down halfway, press back up. Lower down, press up, lower down, press up. 2 more, lower down. Make sure your elbows are at 45 degrees. Last one. Good, press up, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders, cobra pose. Lift your chest, hover your hands, squeeze your elbows in towards your body. Good, hands to the floor, tuck your toes, find your way back into downward facing dog. Good. And with your feet wide, shift forward into plank pose, and then lower your heels down to the right side. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Side plank. Press your feet down to lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes to bring your hips forward, and press your right arm into the ground so you're not just sagging into your right arm. Lift up out of your right shoulder. Good. Left hand to the ground. Other side. Take your heels to the left side. Reach your right arm up. Press your feet down, lift your hips up. Press your left arm into the ground, lift up out of your left shoulder, and really reach your right arm straight. Lift your hips a little bit higher, and take your right hand back down, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, press your chest and belly back toward your thighs, release your head and neck. Full breath in, full breath out. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale out, lower down to your knees. Come down to your forearms all the way to the front of your mat. Bring your palms together, interlace your hands, and then tuck your toes. Lift your knees off of the floor, come into a plank pose, and then walk your feet in, lift your hips up, and then press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. You can always have a little bit of a bend in your knees here. Press your chest and belly back. Try to get your arms in line with your ears. And then walk your feet back. Back into a forearm plank. Hips low. And then walk your feet back in. Hips high. Bend your knees. Press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. And then walk your feet back out. Forearm plank. Squeeze your thighs. Draw your belly in. And then lower your hips all the way down. Lower down to the floor. We're going to do a stretch for your arms and your chest. Take your left arm out to the side, palm facing the ground. Left arm is at 10 or 11 o'clock. Take your left ear to the ground, bend your knees, and take your legs over to the left side. Use your right hand to press into the ground to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. So you should feel this through the front of the left shoulder, left chest. Have a slight bend in your left elbow. Again, palm on the floor. And if you need more of a stretch, press your right arm into the ground a little bit more so that you start to twist your body open. You should feel a little bit deeper of a stretch there. Good. Slowly come back to center. We'll take the other side. Right arm out to the side at about 2 o'clock, palm flat on the ground. Slight bend in the elbow. Take your right ear to the ground, bend your knees, then take your legs over to the right side this time. And if you need more of a stretch, press your left hand into the ground, and you can control how much of a stretch you get. So you can start to press your left hand down, twist a little bit more. Find that right amount of stretch where you're feeling a good stretch, but it's not painful, it's not straining at all. Deep breath in, exhale out completely. Good, and then come back to center. Bring your forearms down to the ground, palms together, interlace your hands. Tuck your toes, lift back up into forearm plank, and then walk your feet in again. Take your feet out wide, bend your knees slightly, press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. This is our grand finale here. You're gonna bring your shoulders forward, just like this, and then press them back. Chest and belly back toward your thighs. Do that again. Lean forward. Press back. Good. Keep it bend in your knees. Lean forward. Press back. You got 2 more of these to go. Come forward. Press back. Last one. Forward. Press back. Really press your chest and belly back toward your thighs. Release your head down towards the ground. Bend in your knees, tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then come down to your knees. Bring your big toes together. Let your hips sink back toward your heels. Reach your arms forward, and then rest your head down to the floor, child's pose. Let your arms be heavy. Allow your elbows to sink down to the ground. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and exhale out through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. Big air in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you'll walk your hands back toward your legs. Come all the way up. Take your time and come back to a comfortable seated. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you join me for more yoga videos. You can check them out at wellnessplus.tv, or you can watch them for free with Amazon Prime. Namaste.
With hundreds of videos that you can stream on virtually any device to help you reduce stress, lose weight, or just improve your health and well-being overall. At wellnessplus.tv, we are dedicated to helping you on your health and wellness journey. Join wellnessplus.tv to find hundreds of videos to help you improve the health of your body and your mind. wellnessplus.tv. Get well, feel better.